Welcome back, operator.
Hey there, hotshot. Look, I won't beat around the topiary. The sentients are massing in the Vale. Zero doubt it's a tickle before the slap. Invasion, mate. I've been set up with a relay, don't ask me how. You've been recruited. Tell you why when you get here. And if you've got anything you've been meaning to say to someone, maybe say it now.
Mark.
What's up, everybody? It's WarLordWarLordWillie, aka Nola Computer Guy, coming at you with a real quick PSA. If you find in your community, your area, city, state, nation, where you have healthcare workers, such as people working in healthcare facilities, hospitals, otherwise resigning, stepping down, calling in sick to work, not going to work in great numbers. And this is the sign of the times where we are faced with SHTF. If you find someone in the healthcare industry that reports that they're not going to work, or multiple people, that is, because they're concerned with the risk of infection and endangering their family members, then this is a SHTF situation that we're faced with. That's a sign. That's like the most prevalent sign of the fan being hit. This is something that's, important. This is like a statistical indicator, a common sense indicator, or educated guess. The system falls apart when the service providers who provide health, the welfare of the community, and the preservation of life fails. Everything else follows with a domino effect after the healthcare system fails. The healthcare system was already extremely fragile without the plus one of the infection. This is something that has to be closely paid attention to if you're interested in protecting yourself and your family. Now, if you don't care anything about yourself and your family, hey, you might as well go ahead and tune out. Don't let me waste your time. Because I'm looking at this situation like a crisis. Crisis defined in the medical terminology has to do with the choices that you make, affecting whether or not you live or die. This is a life and death situation. That's what a crisis is. Now, if you're more concerned with playing a video game, if you're more concerned with having a card party, if you're more concerned with the fact that you can't go out and do things, socialize, if you're more concerned with whether or not you're going to have money to be able to buy food because you have a job that's an essential job, over making preparations for the system to fall apart, then you may not understand the definition of crisis, because your decisions that you're making are not in line with the definition of crisis. If you're not concerned with trying to figure out ways to stop the spread of the virus, for example, filtration, changing the air filter in your home to a bacteria and virus filtering air filter could potentially help with the with stopping the spread of the virus circulating through your home. If you have an AC system that requires a filter to be changed, then go ahead and change that filter. You should change that filter anyway, probably once every month anyway. Filter gets clogged up, it makes the machine work harder, causing your electricity bill to go up. So why not go ahead and upgrade that filter from a $7 filter to a probably now price gouged filter if you can find them, which filters out viruses and bacteria. Why not? So yeah, life as we know and have known has changed as a result of this crisis, because the decisions we make will determine life or death in this crisis. That is the very definition of crisis. This is only the first wave of the crisis. This is only the first wave of this crisis. Now repeat, this is only the first wave of this crisis. It is inevitable that we're going to have to deal with this again and again. And it is as such because there's so many who are not interested in anything that I'm saying right now. And they are so many who are complacent. There are so many who are dependent on the broken government to protect and save us from this crisis. To even have a conversation about this crisis with people is extremely difficult because so many are not taking it seriously. As a result, so many people are going to fall into that category. Of making bad decisions during a crisis, which leads to death. It's sad. So sad. Here we are, with lack of concern, lack of care for ourselves, to the point to where we're making life and death decisions without even considering the consequences. Find myself in a situation where I'm quite annoyed about a lack of concern. You know what? I need to try to relax. Let's see. What can I do? Looking at the fish. Maybe I'll go fishing. Yeah, let's go fishing, guys. Let's take a chill. Yeah, so do a little social distancing. Go fishing. Relax a little bit. Before we go fishing, let's go take a look real quick. Let's see. Gotta change uniforms. Go check on this virus and see what it's doing before we go. Let's see. The virus. They infected. Man. Yeah. You got a potty? Huh? You got a potty? All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna take my little girl to go to the potty. Yeah. Okay, I'm back. Later. Alright, so yeah, just wanted to come in here and check on the status of this. And it's in pretty bad shape. And we're gonna go ahead and go fishing. Let's switch back to my farm. And let's check the night wave before we go fishing.
Now, just in case some of you ain't doing all this out of the kindness of your hearts.
Let's tune in real quick.
Dreamers, you know about the infestation, right? Spreads like a month-old salad with genocidal intent. Swallows everything it touches, making monsters from meat or metal or both. Well, these days it's mostly contained. Spores as old as stone, derelicts drifting in forgotten orbits. So it was with old Kanga. Somehow exposed and promptly cast out. Woke up on a blessed cage drop down to Eris. But should some sad soul catch the gray vein, well, every culture has its plague dogma. But maybe there's something more to this infestation, something we all missed. Turns out, Kanga didn't find void in that hell nest, no. He found a survivor. Little boy, Arlo, died 3 years ago. Yet there he was. Lost his voice, but gained his life. And somehow saved old Kanga with the slightest touch of his slender hand. My mother was a cynical woman, smart as she was cruel. Nora, she said, no disease spreads faster or further than the ones in our head. She was talking about ideas. Mine was that old Kanga and his Wonder Boy would have been splayed out in some bio-trader's lab by now, or blood studies for the Grenier Command. Dreamers, I was wrong. Kanga's gray vein was just the beginning. White lung, parasitic liver, clone rot, even bone spurs. Turns out this kid, Arlo, is a healer. So many questions. An idea like that is like a flare dropped in Vol gas. Now the sick and curious are flocking the rails to see this emissary of Eris. And who speaks for Arlo the Mute? Why, old Kanga, of course. No more the outcast. It is he who is spreading the word of Arlo's gift. Even you, dreamers, may soon hear it. Whether you're bad news first or bad news last, tonight I got you covered, 'cause bad news is all we got. This emissary's word is spreading fast. A hot fever. Some are going to extremes to prove their devotion. Trying the spores for themselves, and they're finding it too. Some lunatic spikers jacked the solar nav and flagged the derelict zones for all to see. Old haulers and new hopefuls out there are proving just how smart most people aren't. Yet Kanga's ranks are growing. arming themselves for the safety and security of our emissary, setting the stage for a great assembly to come. Buzz is Arlo will break his silence. Till then, dreamers, check under the bed. A fresh brood is sprouting up along the rails, and it seems they have the scent of those blessed by the emissary's touch. Y'all did see this coming, right, dreamers? Surely did, but not like this. A grand gathering before the emissary and his speaker. Standing room only. Bodies pressed to bodies. A great overheated mass breathing as one. Waiting for their beloved healer mute to speak. Kanga hushed the crowd. He shed his mask, and there he was, laughing at them. Sick as the day he was banished. More. His retribution was at hand, born of a virus spreading further and faster than spore and space ever could have. Arlo. And in that stunned silence, Arlo himself made a sound. Not a word, but a stifled gag. A swollen choke as he opened his mouth. And there it was, pointed, black, a tongue, but not, snaking and bulging and splitting him apart. I looked away then. I had to. But that sound stays with me. Not the sound of human terror, bad as it was, but what came after. The grinding wet, the rattling flutter, the congregation converted in the truest sense. Dreamers, you all got your work cut out for you. Though this movement has lost its head, the body still lingers. It's a bad cycle, dreamers. Arlo's devoted had a party and you're on cleanup detail. Derelicts are threatening every settlement from Mercury to Eris. And my sources say you're uniquely qualified to contain them. Meanwhile, I've been thinking, not about Kanga, but about what he actually found down there. Arlo, whatever he was. Some kind of lure? An evolution to bait us in? Is there more to this infestation than fangs and acid? I know what my mother would say. The people saw what they wanted, heard what they hoped, and human nature did the rest. Still, I'm hearing rumors. The mass on Eris is in turmoil, and nobody, but nobody wants to check it out. It's seething. And if it's not thinking about this whole ordeal, baby, it's feeling it. This is Nora Knight, saying for now, dreamers, so long and hold on. And listen, should you ever happen upon some vacant-eyed little kid someday, whatever you do, don't take him home.
All right.
Coming up next.
Go check on the ship. You watching that? Get down. Go over there. Go over there.